Hi Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Ascendant, or Venus. This is Dane, and I'm going to be doing your Mercury retrograde reading for you, what you can expect and what you should be watching out for during this retrograde. Now, if this reading resonates with you, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and also to subscribe to my channel. And this retrograde will be from February 17th to March 10th. So let's dive right in. I'm going to start with your Spirit Guide Animal cards and see what your Spirit Guide Animal for this time is. How will Capricorn be affected by Mercury retrograde, February 17th to March 10th, 2020? How will Capricorn be affected by Mercury retrograde, February 17th to March 10th, 2020? How will Capricorn be affected by Mercury retrograde, February 17th to March 10th, 2020? Show me clearly, show me clearly, show me clearly, show me clearly, show me clearly. This one right here. The seahorse spirit, and this one right here. The sea turtle spirit. So I like that. I like that. Watch and wait, and slow and steady wins the race. All right. How will Capricorn be affected by Mercury retrograde, February 17th to March 10th, 2020? How will Capricorn be affected by Mercury retrograde, February 17th to March 10th, 2020? Show me clearly, show me clearly, show me clearly, show me clearly, show me clearly. Ooh, wow, these two. Okay. So you have personal power and you have life purpose. Oh, wow, life purpose shining through. Right? So before I even started shuffling the cards for your chakra, the throat chakra is very, very much impacted during this time. Mercury rules communication. All right, so Mercury retrograde has to do all about communication. Communication through words, communication through listening, communication through documents, communication through writing, communication in everything. And everything we do is about communicating. So during this time, there can be glitches along the way. There can be holdups and, intensities around communication. So just know that the throat chakra for you during this time is going to be one to really, really focus on. All right. How will Capricorn be affected by Mercury retrograde, February 17th to March 10th, 2020? How will Capricorn be affected by Mercury retrograde, February 17th to March 10th, 2020? How will Capricorn be affected by Mercury retrograde, February 17th to March 10th, 2020? Show me clearly. Show me clearly, show me clearly, show me clearly, show me clearly. Fantastic. Right. So we have the Queen of Clubs, fire sign energy, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. You're crowned by the Three of Cups. Then we have the Nine of Coins. Oh, I love that. The King of Swords, air sign energy, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. All right. But this is also about communication right here. Two of Coins, balancing a lot. The Hierophant, Taurian energy, time frame April 20th to May 20th. Three of Swords. Now, this Mercury retrograde is going to be very emotional for a lot of people because it starts off in Pisces, right, and it ends in Aquarius. So it starts off in a water sign and it ends in a water sign. Not a water sign, and it ends in an air sign energy. So there is going to be this sense of communication being key, but also, so much emotion, so much passion going into the words, going into this time frame, going into how you feel about yourself and what you're really looking at. The Empress, yeah. Nine of Swords. And the Five of Clubs, yeah. So during this time, okay, slowing down, looking at your personal power, and doing one thing and doing it really well is going to be kind of your key during this time. It's like step by step. Focus on getting the job done. Now, whatever that job is, if it's at home, focus on being really connected with your family or really connected with relaxation and taking care of yourself. If it's, at work or at school, focus on doing your job really well and try not to get involved in the gossipy, negative energy of other people because that can really bring you down and really do so rather quickly, all right? Again, the seahorse spirit and the sea turtle, the turtle spirit, it says here, watch and wait. And then because this one was coming with it, I had to I had to take it. So it says, slow and steady wins the race. Watch and wait. Slow and steady wins the race. You are going to see that by just taking a very calm approach to this time, a very you-centric approach to this time. It's not being egotistical. It's saying here that really listening to yourself and really listening to what you want and what you need is going to be paramount to you to move forward and to have the success that you want. Watch and wait and see how things evolve or devolve. Devolve? We'll go with that as being a word over this time, or dissolve during this time, because you're going to be questioning your life purpose, which is kind of intense, but you're also going to be looking at your life purpose and saying, why am I here? What am I doing? What do I want? And this is, again, being very you-centric, not in a bad way, in a very positive way, where you're really looking at yourself and you're stripping away the negative and you're really looking at what you positively want to be able to move forward in your power and in your truth. The throat chakra is going to be so powerful for you. If you could listen to a throat chakra cleanse when you wake up in the morning or before you go to sleep at night, that would be excellent. Or if you just visualize the blue energy of the throat chakra right in the middle of your throat, just shining that crystal clear blue, whatever color blue you want it to be. Let it shine brightly, let it shine clearly, and then do that at night before you go to sleep. And you could even do it during the day, like if you're having a conversation with somebody. Yeah, just see your throat chakra climbing, shining through so brightly. And there's something about you climbing forward, like climbing over obstacles, moving past hurdles, that's going to be very important. And you're also going to see here, as I'm talking, it's like trying to talk and listen to spirit at the same time. It's making me pause a bit and it's making me stumble over my words. So you might be finding during this time it's very hard to listen and to do something at the exact same time. This isn't going to be a time for multitasking, but this is also going to be a time where you might find it a bit harder to listen to spirit and be able to move forward the way that you want to. So here, embracing your personal power, embracing your truth, your passion is going to be something that's very important to you. This is going to be your gut instincts, because listening to spirit, like having spirit whisper in your ear, might be something that's very hard to do during this time. But listening to your gut feel on things and knowing that, yes, communications can get all jumbled up. Yes, things can get, kind of lost in translation, lost in the mail kind of thing. You're going to really rely on your personal power, your gut feel. This is going to help you listen to the world around you and communicate justly, but also intuitively to what you want. And your own personal communication with yourself, Capricorn, is going to be very important, because at the heart of everything is the Queen of Clubs. This is a fire sign energy, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Now, you may be having a bit of difficulty with a fire sign energy during this time, or with what you are passionate about. It can be at work, it can be at home, it can be at school, wherever you are in your life, or whatever you're trying to see have a new dawn, a new day, rise to new heights, that you're paying intricate details, you're paying attention to the intricate details of, you're going to see things start to get snagged. Okay, start to get tangled. And your reaction is going to be, well, I'll just have to work harder. I'm just going to have to push harder. And I'm just going to have to really buckle down in all areas of my life and just do this. And what Spirit is saying is that that's actually going to be counterintuitive. What you need to do is you're going to need to do what feels counterintuitive to you. No, okay. So that is actually going to be harmful. If you focus, you think, okay, I'm just going to plow forward and add more onto my plate and not let myself be stopped, that is going to harm you. What you need to do is something that is counterintuitive. Instead of charging forward, which is what you're going to want to do, Capricorn, you need to step back. You need to step back. You need to say, it's not as bad as I think it is. Because this Mercury retrograde is going to have you think of things as being super intense. And you're going to look at things because emotions are running high, because this Mercury retrograde is really focused around emotional understanding of things. You're going to feel yourself get overwhelmed. You're going to feel yourself doubting. You're going to feel yourself fearing. You're going to think, oh my gosh, I only deserve to doubt and to fear and to be overwhelmed, and I'll never get to be where it is that I want to be. And this retrograde is saying, stop. Okay? Because what the retrograde does is it makes us look at an area of our life. And here it's communication. It is, what we think, what we say, how we go about things. And we communicate everything. Everything is about communications. So here, as you're looking at things, stop and do one thing and do it really, really well. And it can be that you focus on things in the abstract. Like, during this retrograde, I want to be happy. So you focus on the happiness of things. Okay, so the house can get a bit messy. Yes, projects might be moving slower. You might be able not to do it at work so much as you can at home, because you'll still need to get things done at work. But if you can focus on the happiness of things, or if you can really boil it down and say, if I delay, if I let doubt and fear hold me back, if I let procrastination, ruin me, it will. Yeah, that's what it says here. That's what Spirit is saying. It can ruin you. It can be just too much, and you're going to feel like you want to put on the brakes. So if you say, is this paying my bills? If I procrastinate, if I, doubt myself, if I'm afraid of this, will this pay my bills? That's a very kind of blunt way of moving yourself forward. But you're going to have to be a bit blunt with yourself during this time, Capricorn, because it can be just so overwhelming at times, and it's really going to make you want to fall to your knees and say, I can't do this, especially around, again, things that you are passionate about. But you have the Queen of Clubs energy around you, the Queen of Wands. This is passion, this is creativity, this is, moving forward. You're going to be much more comfortable behind the scenes. Just don't let yourself get overwhelmed by everything that you're seeing, because it's like the director, when he's watching the stage, you can see everything, and you're looking at all the flaws or all the things that need to be, just tweaked a little bit to make it perfect. Don't strive for perfection during this time. Strive for your happiness. Strive for peace of mind. Strive for being able to breathe easily, because that will move you to the Three of Cups. Now, the Three of Cups, I always read the Three of Cups, and I have to, always, because that's the way it's true for me, as somebody that you trust really not following through or letting you down. And that memory of this, it can be a memory of it. It can be somebody that you're dealing with during this time. Somebody who may very well... Okay. So this is going to be two ways. Either you're working on something. This is your baby. This is your power. This is your truth. This is something that you have worked so hard for. Somebody's going to try and sabotage it. Or you're working with somebody. This is their baby. Okay? What you're working on with them is something that they've really dedicated themselves to. All right? And they're not going to be really willing, able, or wanting to listen about things. They're going to think they know the right way, which is going to set you back. Right? I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to tell you it's going to be easy. This is what I'm seeing here. It's just somebody who, it can be overwhelming to be working with them at this time, or, on a project with them, in any way that you're working with them, any way that they're in your life. This could be a friend who is giving you advice about things, and it's not advice. They want you to do it exactly the way that they're saying. So just be mindful of this during this time, that it can be overwhelming for you. It can be, a bit much, because here you have this sense of being pregnant with the power of your dreams, okay? Being able to plant the seeds of what you want to develop within your life, of what you're looking at. And yes, a Mercury retrograde is not a time to start anything new. It's not a time to, kind of start a new job or anything like that. But it is a time to start looking at things in a new light, in a new understanding. And after the retrograde, I'm really seeing you here knowing, first of all, who you can trust a lot more readily than before, or what to look out for in people a lot more readily than before, and then just being very dedicated to your truth, to your prosperity, coming forward from this time with new power, with new understanding. And as you have that power and that understanding guiding you forward, there's a sense that yes, you're juggling a lot, but you can do so really well. Even though I said before, Spirit said before, focus on one thing, and I'm thinking to Spirit, I'm like, how can they do multiple things well and focus on one thing? It's because as you start to look at the one thing that you want to do, okay, and as you dedicate yourself to that during this time, you're going to start to naturally add more things to the pot, but slowly and steadily. So it's kind of like making sure you have a really good broth before you start adding the vegetables in, all right, or adding anything else in. So here, you're going to see that really moving you forward. I know cooking analogies, but it's kind of like tilling the soil. Again, now we're having gardening analogies. Tilling the soil to get everything all turned up. You do that, you do it well. And then you start planting the seeds in one row at a time. Just don't, throw the seeds down and think, okay, it's done, because then all the birds will eat it. So here, you really are able to balance, but you need to focus on what you want, because it's going to be very easy for you, Capricorn, to get overwhelmed during this retrograde. And as you get overwhelmed, you're going to feel like, oh, wow, I'm not doing the right thing. The fact of the matter is, you are doing the right thing. It is just going to take time and effort and dedication. And you are going to have here with the Five of Clubs, unnecessary arguments. I mean, they can be unnecessary arguments with people, okay, things that start off small and just explode. You can find out that as you're balancing things, people around you not pulling their weight, getting really caught up in petty things. Don't get involved. really seriously. If you can, don't get involved. It might make you seem like you're not being a part of the team, by taking a side or anything like that. But this isn't your drama. This isn't your trauma. And it's going to work out better for you if you let them kind of do their thing, kind of hang themselves, because that's what they're going to do. Things are going to be said, things are going to be done, where you're going to be really happy that you were focusing on balancing what you needed to balance and doing what you needed to do and not getting involved in this. This is also saying here that you will have doubts and fears. You will have times where you're looking at things in your mind and you're not seeing how to juggle it all. And this can become more intense over time. It's like it starts building up. It just starts building up and building up. And so here, with the 5 of clubs, just know that if this is internally, okay, do not let yourself be paralyzed, because it's going to be really easy, especially with the 9 of swords right here, since you already are going to have, during this retrograde, an inclination of doubt and of fear and of feeling overwhelmed and of really questioning yourself. If you let this move forward, and this could be over words that are misunderstood, it's with the King of Swords, so it can be with an air sign energy, a Gemini, a Libra, and Aquarius, that things get really intense. And it can also be the Aquarius time frame, not time frame of, the Aquarius time frame, January 20th to February 18th, but the end of the retrograde period is in Aquarius. So it can be that the end can be a little bit tricky for you, right? The end of this retrograde. So 5 days, probably the beginning of March, you might find the last 10 days of this retrograde to be a bit intense. Give yourself some wiggle room. Make sure you don't make any big decisions. Make sure you don't, sign anything really important during this time, because it can be overwhelming. You are also going to find that you need to stick to your guns and know your truth. You have, Seraphim or the cherubim right here with the angels, with their many wings wrapped around you. I think they're the cherubim, right? And you're going to know your truth. You're going to know your power. But this can also be that there is just somebody of authority, okay? Somebody who believes that they know it all, okay? Or it could be a boss, a teacher, just somebody who has power over a situation coming in and giving you either extra work or placing something upon your shoulders that makes you feel overwhelmed. So just be mindful of this during this time, and just know that it can happen. So if you can keep up with everything and move forward towards what you truly want and what you're truly working towards, you'll be in a really good place. This is also saying keep yourself grounded, look at what's really important to you, and let go of the rest during this time. It's not trying to have so many, balls in the air. You have 2 things that you can juggle really well. One thing at a time is going to be it. It's going to be more like playing catch, with yourself, just kind of hitting a ball against a wall kind of thing would be better for you than trying to do too much at once. Keep grounded, keep stable, and there's a sense of sensitivity to you during this time. There's a heightened sense of sensitivity. There's also, again, Taurus energy, April 20th to May 20th. You're sensitive, you're drawn, and you are grounded to what you want during this time. So that's actually going to work out really well for you as you communicate with yourself the way that you want to move forward. There's also a sense here of being with the King of Swords, being very to the point about things. You're not going to want a lot of excess information. You're going to want things to be kept short and sweet. Also, people around you that you work with, going to want things to kept short and sweet, cutting through doubts and fears, knowing your mind, knowing what it is that you want. With the King of Swords, this is also saying that things can get a little tricky, all right? Communication-wise, and people can be a little bit sharp-tongued, or you might find yourself being a little bit sharp-tongued. You're not going to realize it right away, but you'll realize it from the way that people react around you, or, that people are reacting around you. This is also a great sense of knowing your mind, knowing the way that you want to kind of approach this Mercury retrograde, and having a really good plan. Your plans might fall through here and there, but it's being really centered, really focused, and knowing exactly what you desire. And even as you do this, okay, just know that you will be hit with moments where it's like doubt, fear, apprehension, and a sense of, thinking of pains from the past that you thought, wow, why the heck is that coming up? Heartbreaks, pains, disappointments, being caught. You can definitely be caught up in the past really, really easily, Capricorn. And so this is something to be mindful of. If you can take moments for yourself, self-care would be absolutely beneficial for you during this time. Just being able to pamper yourself, being able to take care of yourself, that is going to be doing a lot to move past the hurts and the pain. And see, again, tripping over the words. So here, just know that that's what you're going to be doing during this time. It's going to feel like you know what to say, but you're going to get a bit tongue-tied, a bit overwhelmed by things. But I also am just seeing a bit sad, just a bit sad. And with the Three of Swords, it's a heartbreak, it's a pain, it's a disappointment. And I always see the Three of Swords as saying, look at it honestly. Don't hide from it. Don't try and, push it away. But look at it honestly. And then say, okay, how do I want to move forward? How do I need to move forward? And where is it that I truly want to be? Because this heartbreak can rule our whole entire lives. Don't let this heartbreak rule yours, Capricorn. Because you're moving towards the Nine of Coins. This is prosperity, success, abundance, bounty coming in, which leads you to the Empress. Knowing your throne, knowing what you desire. You have the repeat of the number three times. The Empress, third card in the Major Arcana. Then you have the Cups, the Three of Cups, and the Three of Swords. This is divinity blessing you. You have the repeat of the number 5. Okay? Major Arcana and in the Minor Arcana. So divinity is blessing you with the number 3 repeated 3 times in a very profound way with the Major Arcana. But it comes through having to face fears, doubts, apprehensions, things that you would rather not look at. And then with the number 5, things are resolved rather easily, but there is going to be an intensity to them because of the Major Arcana. But there is a sense here of knowing what you want and knowing what you desire and always moving towards your personal freedom and your personal power. Your subconscious message for this whole entire reading is the Eight of Cups. Moving away from what you once thought you loved to what it is that you truly love, you truly desire, or maybe not knowing it right away, but saying, I'm not doing this anymore. And as you move forward, you are empowered, you are invigorated, and you see things much more clearly. This is an ending card. And for me, this is an ending, kind of as severe as a divorce. It's kind of like, okay, I need this to be over. It can be the ending of this Mercury retrograde. You're just like, I want this Mercury retrograde to be over. But you want to move forward in your power. You want to move forward in your truth. And you're seeing something that has kind of been like an anchor around your neck, weighing you down. And now it's time to know your truth, know your power, and walk away from it. It can be astoundingly hard, but it is going to be absolutely worth it. And when I say an ending as severe as a divorce, I'm not saying that you're getting a divorce at all. I'm just saying that it's that intense. Your subconscious spirit animal card is the Coyote Spirit. It says, trust in divine detours. Trust in the detours during this time. It's not going to run smoothly. It's not. Know that the detours are here, sent by the divinity to move you forward. And that they might not seem like blessings right now, but they will end up being blessings in the long run. And finally, your subconscious chakra message is holistic healing. Taking a holistic approach to things, being more natural. This isn't with medicine, and in no way, shape, or form am I a doctor, but this is saying here, take a more natural approach to the way that you are going after what you desire. Be kind to yourself, be healing to yourself, and move forward in that kindness and in that healing. All right, Capricorn, I hope this reading has resonated with you. I wish you an uneventful and peaceful Mercury retrograde. I also wish you guys nothing but light, love, peace, and happiness. May harmony always be with you, and I love you all. Bye.